Well, good morning and welcome to another video. And we're on the North Yorkshire Moors today. So we're parked in a little village called Levisham, which we've been to many times before, and we've got an 8-mile route to do. We're going to check out a new spot, and we're going to camp at one of our old favourite spots. So nice weather. Got Rich with me. So yes, we're going to take it nice and steady. Rich wants to do a little bit of drone footage and plenty of breaks. I've just come off night, so I've only had about 3 hours sleep, so I'm a little bit tired. But yes, it's very muggy, and we don't want to get sunburned, do we, Rich?
Fully sun creamed up.
We don't know what sunburn's like, do we?
We do.
Well, there in the distance you can see Skeleton Tower. We are still heading in this direction, and we're going to circle all the way around. And the camp spot is pretty much where I'm pointing now. We're about half a k from Skeleton Tower. We'll probably go for a visit there. It's a nice place. Right, so as you can see, there's Skeleton Tower in the distance, and that means our camp spot is very close. So we've been walking for 5.5 hours. We've taken plenty of breaks and taken a bit of footage as well, and Richard had his drone out a couple of times. But yeah, we're about half an hour ago we thought, right, we're going to stop, take 5. But as soon as we did, the midges came out. There's not a great deal of wind, so I'm hoping that picks up a little bit. Otherwise we're either going to be sat in the tents until they disappear, or walking around in circles trying to avoid them. Right, I'll see you on the spot. Right, so we're at the spot. Well, actually I'm at the spot. Rich is going over to Skeleton Tower, which is about a kilometre away. He wants to get a bit of drone footage of it. I just wanted to get to the campsite and just relax and probably crack open a can of cider. Unfortunately, we've just, well, I've just come across this fire pit. It's not ours, obviously. So it looks like people have been here and made a bit of a mess, unfortunately. But there's plenty of clear ground. So this spot is quite well hidden, but obviously a few people do know about it. So I've got my chair out. I'm going to relax. It's just before 6 o'clock. I don't really want to be pitching up now. I'm going to give it maybe an hour, pitch up around 7 o'clock. I think I'll get my stove out, have a spot of tea, and just relax and take in those nice views. Right, so as you can see, we're pitched up. It's 7:30 and Rich turned up, interrupted my time lapse with his body, and he's just had some super noodles with some, what colour was the water, Rich?
I think it was murky brown with some bit living in it.
Yeah, Rich didn't bring enough water with him today, so he had to get some from a stream. He also didn't bring his soya filter, so he's just had to boil it. He had to filter it through his axe. There was a few bugs in it. But yes, so as I've mentioned before, this spot is very rocky and you can't get your pegs in very far, so hence why I've brought a tent with actual poles rather than using my trekking poles. My Solamid XL arrived from the USA about 2 weeks ago. I've done a test pitch in the garden and yeah, it's spot on, really happy with it. So I wanted to bring that really, but with it being a mid, it really relies heavily on its pegging points, and if your pegging points aren't good, then the integrity of your shelter's bad and it will collapse. So that's why I've brought my tunnel tent, my Lightwave T10 Raid, which is a good tent. This only needs really 4 pegs to pitch it, and I could have used rocks if necessary. So yes, nothing new to try out today. I've gone full synthetic. I've got my United Equipment Apex Revelation quilt, and I've got my North Face Summit Series pull-on. The only bit of down I've got is my PhD K-Series body warmer, which is around 80 grams, so you can't really not bring that. I've tied my Z-Packs Nero again, rucksack, and that was very comfy. Enjoyed using that. It was on the weight limit because of the amount of liquid we had. So maybe next time I'll bring a framed pack and sit the weight on my hips. So Richard's in his Gucci tent, his Voyager Ultra. We've just found a small amount of damage, so need to get a bit of Cuban tape on that. And he's also got, which is making me slightly jealous, his K-Series PhD pull-on, 1000 power fill down, and it weighs about 155 grams? Yeah, 155 grams, so nice and light, and the loft on it's good, especially for the weight. So yeah, it's a lovely night. The insects around here aren't too bad, to be honest. Yeah, they love Rich. Main food source here. So the sun's just coming out, as you can see, and now I'm just going to chill out and enjoy the night. Right, so as you can see, we've come to Skeleton Tower. The problem was, over at the camp spot, the wind has died off completely, and it was midge hell. There's thousands of the little buggers, but yeah, it's not much better here. There is a little bit more of a breeze because we're sort of right on the edge of a cliff, but another 5 mile an hour would do it. But yeah, so basically we couldn't sit down, so we thought we'll come for a wander and do a little bit of filming around the tower. There's Rich wafting the midges. So, as you can see, we are in the middle of Midge Hell, and I've been walking around for about the last hour and I'm sick of it, so last resort, glove liners, midge nets, and yeah, everything is zipped up. Rich is still walking around.
Well, good morning. Good morning. It's 6:30 and I'm trapped in my tent and Richie's trapped in his tent. There's absolutely thousands and thousands of midges out there. A bit of a strange one last night, because normally once the sun sets the midges will disappear, but not last night. They seemed to come out in force, and I sat there all night in my midge net, and Rich sat there all night in his tent or running around his tent. But yeah, there's, I don't know if you can actually see them, there's so many midges out there. So I decided to have a sleep in this morning. It's completely clagged out outside, so we get a little bit of extra shut eye, and it's 6:30 now. We're going to get packed up inside the tent and then literally rush around as fast as we can, getting the tents down and getting out of here. It's the first time we've camped at this spot in the summer, and it will definitely be the last.